These are things I thought were cheap as a kid and was shocked to find out they're incredibly expensive. Valentine's edition. So we had boxes of chocolates. Now I thought this would be like $5 as a kid. No, this is gonna be like $20 to $40. And the worst part is like only 4 of these chocolates are actually edible. The rest I'm convinced they just package all the chocolates that didn't sell throughout the year. Nobody wants the cilantro, butterscotch, coconut cream surprise. Life is really like a box of chocolates. You'll have about 4 good days and the rest you'll kind of just be like, we got through it. So we have grocery store roses. I thought this would be like $3. No, it's gonna be about 20, which I don't understand. It's nature. Just go pick some flowers. And the worst part is these always die right before you're about to give them to somebody. So you give them like a half brown bouquet. My love for you is like these flowers. The expiration date is fast approaching. I only have Valentine's Day dinner. Now, for whatever reason for me, the more I spend on food, usually the less I enjoy it. All these fancy restaurants have like the teeny tiniest portions, and it's like, would you like a basil leaf on that? That's gonna be an extra $25. Can we just go to Wendy's for Valentine's dinner? I like Wendy's. I'll wear a suit to Wendy's. I don't care. These are things everybody said on their elementary school playground, and I have no idea where they came from. Part 14. Down by the banks with the hanky-panky, where the bullfrog jumps from bank to banky. Hey, do you want a piece of ABC gum? Sure, I love gum. I'll have a piece. Okay. It's already been chewed gum. Ew! You just call me a farty doo-doo head? Well, guess what? I'm rubber, you're glue. Your words bounce off me and stick to you. Oh my god, be careful, your sock's untied. My what? I'm just kidding, your sock doesn't have laces. This is who you are based on your elementary school supplies. Part 5. If you had the skinny markers you always colored inside the lines and your art projects look amazing. You call yourself shy, but you have a couple close friends and that's really all you need. You want to be an artist when you grow up, but you tell people you want to be an animator or a graphic designer because you've been told it's more realistic. And looking back, you realize you had depression as a kid, but your parents didn't believe it could happen to someone that young. If you had the bendy pencil, you faked a headache more than one time so you didn't have to go to school. You're pretty good at math, but you don't really like the other subjects. You want to be a firefighter when you grow up, and you begged your parents to get you this pencil at the Scholastic Book Fair, and it does not work. If you had the stapler, you're the oldest sibling. Your parents are always checking your grades and freak out if you have anything below a 95. You're always going to your best friend's house to get all the snacks your parents won't let you have. You want to work with the CIA or FBI one day, and you've been in music lessons since you were a little kid, and you don't know how to tell your parents you're kind of over it. If you had the blue glue sticks, you love art and music, but you're not very good at either one. You want to move to New York or California one day, but everyone says they're too expensive. You had an older sibling that went to the same school, and teachers are always mixing up your names, and you'll go to school to be a teacher. Things I thought were expensive as a kid and was shocked to find out they're pretty cheap. Part 4. So we have crane games, which are only $1 to play, which really isn't that much at all, but I would usually pick the stuffed animal that was like wedged in the farthest corner and decide I had a deep emotional connection with it, and I couldn't leave until I had it. So my parents would usually give me like a set amount of money, which was smart because I probably would have wasted their savings trying to get that poorly sewn stuffed animal. So we have cars, which are expensive, but I thought they were like $100,000, and I don't really know why. Thank God for Kelly Blue Book, because I would have gone to debt over a Toyota Corolla for the rest of my life. My plan as a kid was just like to take my manual razor scooter everywhere. That was going to be my transportation. We have Lunchables. I thought these are like $8 or $10. They're $1.50, but I think my parents just told me that because they're like questionably edible. Like I was really going nuts over this cracker pizza. Really? Also, these say 15 grams of protein. Where? Like, bodybuilders are gonna start buying out Lunchables like it's nobody's business with that much protein. These are things they fed us for school lunch that we should not have been eating. Part 4. We have the chicken nuggets, which always had like a little gray hue to them, like they were the ones McDonald's didn't want. And I'm no chicken nugget expert, but I don't think they were supposed to bounce, but they certainly did. I think they just mixed in a little bit of rubber in it to cut costs. Nothing harmful, though. We have barrel juice. Now, these were so good, but I use the term juice here very liberally because I don't think these ever had any form of fruit in their life cycle. This was literally liquidized sugar. I don't want to look at the nutritional content because I'm very afraid to ruin my childhood with this. Finally, we have the smiley fries, which were always my favorite, right behind the curly fries. They were never quite microwaved correctly. There were always some like cold chunks in the middle just for good measure. And now I just feel like they look a little bit creepy to me. I don't think I need to give the movie comparison for this, but we used to hold them in front of our face like a little mask and then eat them, and I don't know, it just feels wrong now. Life hacks for college that no one ever tells you. Part 6. You schedule a class, look up the professor on ratemyprofessor.com. It's kind of like Yelp, but for college professors. You usually get a choice of a couple professors, and honestly, the professor makes or breaks most classes. Lots of times the past students will give you really helpful tips specific to that class. Students usually find out about this site in like their second year, but if you know about it coming in as a freshman, you're gonna have a really good first semester. You need to use the restroom right now. Can it wait? We're learning the quadratic formula right now. A feminine issue? I don't understand. You're bleeding? I don't see any blood. Question. Oh, Taylor, you don't have to ask me to use the restroom. We're all adults here. I trust your judgment. You can just get up and go at any time. Excuse me, Casey? I see you sleeping over there. You all really need to stop being so tired. Try balancing a family, a career, and then paying your taxes on time. Then you can be tired. I know this has been a crazy week, so we're just gonna do a guided meditation today. If you want to grab a pillow and a blanket from the corner, if you need to fall asleep, you need to fall asleep. Just let your body fuel itself. I'm sorry to hear that your dog passed away, Megan, but that's what animals do. They die. The paper's due Friday, and that's not gonna change. I don't care if a meteor hits your house. I am so sorry to hear about your dog, Jeremy. I know losing a pet is one of the hardest things. Don't worry about the paper Friday. If in the next couple weeks you can just maybe write me a 1-page about what you learned from your dog, that would be amazing. These are things everybody said on their elementary school playground, and I have no idea where they came from. Greatest hits. What word starts with F and ends with uck? Fire truck. What were you thinking? Hey, can you spell I-cup? I-C-U-P? You what? Ew, I'm telling. What you doing eating chocolate? Where'd you get it? Donkey dropped it. Where'd he drop it? In the sewer? What do you call it? Horse manure. Bill Nye the Russian Spy. Lemonade. Iced tea. Coca-Cola. Pepsi. Cinderella, dressed in yellow, went upstairs to kiss a fella. By mistake, she kissed a snake. How many doctors did it take? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are things I thought were cheap as a kid and was shocked to find out they're incredibly expensive. Part 11. We have throw blankets. I don't know, it's a piece of fabric with some tassels for dramatic effect. I thought it'd be like $10. No, why can't I just go to Joann's and buy some fabric and lander that? Also, these are always so soft in the store, and then when I bring them home, I feel like they lose their softness immediately. What kind of voodoo magic is that? So we have anesthesia. Now, they don't tell you how much this is going to be before your surgery. They send you a bill after and like, LOL, that's $1,600, please. I sleep like a rock. Give me a Benadryl in 10 minutes and I'll be out for the surgery. I promise. Worst comes to worst, just give me a towel and a piece of ice to bite on. That's fine. I'll make it through this. I'm not paying that much. Let me have earbuds. Now, I don't actually understand how these work, but I don't think they should be $150. I've never had earbuds in and been like, wow, that sounds good. My 26 listen through Chromatica is always going to have a little screech to it. Unless like I can play Mariah Carey's whistle note through these and it'll break glass, I'm not paying that much for them. These are things that look delicious, but shockingly aren't edible. Part 2. We have lava, which I can't explain why, but feels marshmallow flavored to me. I understand that coming in contact with this would burn my skull off, but I'm still interested, I have to say. Has anyone tasted this before? Do we know that it's not marshmallow flavored? Because I'm very curious. So we have Chapstick, the forbidden lollipop. It smells delicious and it tastes so good on your lips, so why can't I take a bite out of this? Has anyone tried? Because now I'm really curious about it. Like, you take a bite out of a Tootsie Pop and it's okay. Can I take a bite out of this, like, waxy substance and suck on it for a while? We have Orbeez. These look freaking delicious. What is the purpose of these if you're not supposed to eat them? I really want to chew them like a raspberry gusher right now. They also look like that fish egg frozen yogurt topping. I really don't understand what kind of conspiracy this is. You're telling me Wonder Balls were banned from the US for a choking hazard, but these are allowed? And what's the purpose of them if they're not edible? What kind of craft are you supposed to do with this? You're supposed to eat these. You can't convince me otherwise. Yes, Patricia? You need to use the restroom? Why didn't you go in between classes? 3 minutes is more than enough time for you to go across campus and use the restroom. You have a bladder infection and you need to go very badly. Patricia, that's very inappropriate to be sharing with the classroom. I guess you can go. Oh, thank you, Kelsey, but you don't have to apologize about missing class last week. Next time, if you don't mind just sending me an email, I just really worry about you all when I don't see your beautiful faces here. Yes, class, you need to memorize the periodic table. You never know when you'll be out in the wild and you'll need to know the chemical compound for potassium. You're not just gonna have a laptop in your pocket all the time. All right, today we're gonna practice negotiating a salary. Most jobs are going to expect you to counter, so they're gonna give you a little bit of a lower offer. We're gonna practice how to negotiate so you can get the salary you deserve right out of school. Sorry that your after-school job kept you there past midnight, but you're 15 years old. You need to be taking more responsibility for your actions. I don't accept late assignments. Kevin, your dog ate your paper? What kind of dog is it? Oh, it's a husky. All right, show me a picture and you get an A. These are things everybody said on their elementary school playground, and I have no idea where they came from. Part 15. Double, double this, double, double that, double this, double that, double, double this, that. I got first and you got second. Well, first is the worst, second is the best, third is the one with the hairy chest. Mickey Mouse peed on a house. What color was his pee? Pink. P-I-N-K. Oh, Sydney, you're it. Whatever, major loser. These are things I thought were expensive as a kid and was shocked to find out they're pretty cheap. Part 5. Should we have Go-Gurt? No, I don't know why, but I thought this was a lot more expensive. Maybe it's because I tried to make my parents buy out the store when meeting Dylan and Cole Sprouse was on the line, but this is only $2.50. Also, why were there so many ways that yogurt was marketed to kids? Like the Danimals drinks and then this, like, bop it, slip it, slurp it. Like, why can't they just eat it with a spoon? So we have spaghetti. Now, I didn't know why my dad got so mad when I wanted spaghetti at the Olive Garden. Turns out they charge $16 for it, and I can get it at the grocery store for 50 cents. But I guess when you're giving free breadsticks away to Midwesterners, you've got to make up the cost somewhere. We have stocks. Now, I really thought you needed like $20,000 to invest in a company. Turns out you only needed a couple bucks, and I'm glad that people are realizing that more and more. But if I knew this as a kid, I would have totally invested a couple dollars into Apple just so I could go around the playground and be like, do you like your iPod? If you have any questions, I'm actually part owner in the company. I can send your request to Stephen Jobs immediately. All right, class, nobody wants to have this conversation, but because of some recent developments, we do have to talk about why it's important for you to reapply deodorant after gym class. You all smell like my grandma's cyst that she won't get checked out. Question, Kevin. What's the difference between a Corvette and a bag of dead puppies? I don't really see how this goes with the lesson, but I don't know. What is it? You don't have a Corvette in your garage. Do I need to call the counselor? Tristan, no passing notes in class. Mr. Frenzel is a butt pirate. Very funny, Tristan. Everyone here knows I'm married to a man. Why don't you go for an actual insult, like how my mother-in-law thinks her son's dating a glorified babysitter? Make it hurt a little. Oh boy, thank God it's the lunch bell. What is it? She's running down the hall with what on her face? Oh God. I'm sorry, Kara, but feeling depressed is not a valid excuse for having a late assignment. Why don't you try smiling and then give the assignment to me tomorrow for half credit? Hey Robert, thanks so much for your email. I know as men it can be really hard sometimes to express when we're feeling depressed and need a little help. If you want to just skip class today and go to see the school therapist, I found it really beneficial for a lot of my students. I can just send you the notes from class today. Miss Allison, you're having a feminine emergency and you need to use the bathroom right now. Can you hold it? We're learning about y equals mx plus b right now. You're going to be very behind if you miss this. That is a great point. We don't expect students to bring their own toilet paper to use the restroom, so why do we expect women to bring their own feminine products? I'll be bringing that up at the next faculty meeting. We will be doing reading comprehension quizzes so I can make sure that you're actually doing the assigned reading. Questions may include what fruit did Phineas take a bite out of and what page did Huckleberry Finn sneeze on. When I assign 2 chapters of reading, I don't actually need you to read those chapters verbatim. I just need you to understand the main ideas. If you want to use Spark Notes, whatever, it's totally fine. These are things I thought were cheap as a kid and was shocked to find out they're incredibly expensive. Part 12. So we have candy. Now the way they were giving this out to us in big handfuls for Halloween made me think it was pretty cheap. Turns out it was like $9 for the big bag. I really should have been going door to door asking for donations to my college fund because it would have been cheaper for them, and all I have to show for all the candy I got is a sugar addiction and really expensive dental work. Because we have medicine, like cold medicine as itself is really expensive, but if you go over the counter, sometimes it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and sometimes insurance won't cover it. They'll just be like, we don't really want to pay for that. Why? I need it. Could you imagine if anyone else was that bad at their job? Like, yeah, I'm a construction worker, but I'm not going to build that bridge. I just don't feel like it. We have coffins. These are thousands of dollars, and for what? I'm not going to know. Show me in an Amazon box for all I care. You're not even going to take a picture with it, so what's the point? It's not a time capsule. No one's gonna be digging this up. Also, I used to think funerals were like free. I just thought they like felt bad for you. No, turns out it's a big business. These are things everybody said on their elementary school playground, and I have no idea where they came from. Part 16. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, gummy bears are chasing me. One is red, one is blue, one is leaking on my shoe. Now I'm running for my life cause the red one has a... I think that's my pen. Where'd you find it? Sorry, not anymore. Finders keepers, losers weepers. Hey, you want to play the game? All you have to do is not think about the game, because if you think about it, then you lose. Okay, sure. But you're thinking about it, that means you lose. Shoot. Wait, but you're thinking about it too. Shoot, that means I lost too. What you doing eating chocolate? Where'd you get it? Doggy dropped it. Where's the doggy behind the door? What's he doing? Making more. Life hacks for college that no one ever tells you. Part 7. Most schools have you schedule classes based on seniority. If it's your first year, all the best professors' times or classes are probably already going to be taken. But a couple days before the semester starts, there's a time called the add drop period. When class scheduling will reopen for everyone and a couple new spots will usually open up. It's like buying concert tickets, and honestly, it's a little bit stressful. Once I knew about this, I never had a class before 11 a.m. again, and it was awesome. These are things they fed us for school lunch that we should not have been eating. Part 6. We have the burger. Now, the beef was always so tough and plasticky. I think they just took the leftover frisbees from gym class and just stuck them on a piece of cheese and in a bun, because these were so hard to chew through. Also, the little plastic pellets, like rubber turf for our playground, smelled and tasted exactly like this, and I'm starting to think that wasn't a coincidence. We have the ice cream, which was always really good, but always had like a couple ice chunks in it just for flavor, and then I'd always have chocolate on my face the rest of the day because I was like a messy 3rd grader. Also, they always gave us like a wooden spoon to eat these with. Like, how did we not get splinters on our tongue? Could you imagine just being like, We have the mac and cheese, which was so soupy. I think it's the reason they invented the spork, because you could not eat this with a spoon or a fork by itself. Also, it was always like sandy tasting, like it had like little sawdust in it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm starting to think this was not a cheddar and Gruyere mix. I'm a little curious what cheese this was actually. The things I thought were expensive as a kid and was shocked to find out they're pretty cheap. Part 6. So we have cereal. Now, I really wanted every single box that had a smiling cartoon character on the outside and enough sugar on the inside to give me a fatty liver at the age of 6. So my mom would limit me to 1 box per week, which I think was a smart idea. But I thought they were really expensive. It's only like $2.50 a box. But also, what was Reese Cups doing trying to convince us that Reese Cups in ball form was part of a balanced breakfast? Steak. Now, I really thought this was a luxury only reserved for traveling businessmen and also monarchs. Turns out you can get the Outback Special, including 2 sides for $11.99, and I know that because I did work there. You also shouldn't get it because it tastes like a Frisbee, but you know. Finally, we have lighters. Maybe it's because I watched an aggressive amount of Survivor as a kid, but I just thought the ability to create fire would be like expensive. You know, it's one of the elements. These are like $1 or less, but my parents took this very seriously because I was a very imaginative kid, and I definitely would have burnt the house down thinking I was doing like a magic show or something, and then I could just like put it back together again. Oh, Abigail, you want to be a songwriter when you grow up? I'm not even sure that's a real career path. Why don't you aspire to something a little more stable, like finance? That's amazing that you want to be a songwriter. I would definitely take a copyright law class and a contract law class. You'll be dealing with those a lot in your career. And we have a songwriters club on campus you should definitely join. Casey Musgraves.